What is up, ladies and gentlemen, Manny here, welcome back to the channel. My friends, I checked YouTube today, a epic video dropped, Climbing DNA 9C by Adam Ondra, the man himself. Well, the route was first ascended in 2022 April by legendary Seb Bouin, French climber. Huge work for him, 250 tries over I think 150 days of projecting, so that's a huge milestone I think for his climbing. The legendary Adam Ondra is gonna try it. I thought I'm gonna check this out with you. This is gonna be juicy. Let's go. Some epic music right there. Mammoth. Oh yeah. There it is, baby. Oh, Richie. Span. Wow. Ooh. Epic drop knees. Okay, that looks freaking epic. Wow. I would have loved to visit the Verdon Gorge once. Didn't get there so far. The only place in France that I know more detailed is Seus actually, which is also just an epic god-like place. Wow, this looks really good. Damn. English subtitles are available. Okay. This looks freaking epic.
DNA
wow.
is a masterpiece of Seb Bouin, and it's one of the 3 hardest routes in the world. One of the 3 9Cs that has been proposed so far.
Sits down,
So
takes the
route
brush.
in total might be around 55 meters, could be my guess. But the meat of the route is, let's say, the first 30 meters.
This looks just
So according to
absolutely
Seb,
insane.
the route starts with 5-6 bolts of very tricky 8C. I honestly don't think it's an 8C, I think it's at least 8C plus. That one is maybe one of the most bizarre pieces of climbing on this route, as it's like everything is like very slopey but sharp pinches. You really have to like know how to hold them perfectly, and doing very technical knee bars, and like the first go you're out there you're thinking like, oof, this is like possible but really hard.
I mean, there's a lot of tufas. It would make a lot of sense that there's a lot of pinches, right? Lots of knee bars. Again, here we have something that could potentially suit Adam Ondra very well, right? Something with lots of details, tiny little tricks.
That, it's just the start. It's really important to just run up this section and wasting absolutely no energy.
Look at that wall, man! Wow,
there is like
that wall looks just
like
perfect.
The intro section from the good rest
45
into
degrees.
the ninja kick. So the good thing is that just 1 mold below there is like a really good knee bar, something that I would call a couch. You know, that hanging there upside down in a knee bar is like lying in the couch and watching TV. But then you still
It's
have
definitely not a couch.
5 moves, which are not super hard, but they make you a little bit tired. You have a okay hold here, but you probably don't want to stop. And you have to take first this right hand pinch. Seb does a toe hook, and famously I hate toe hooking, so let's see if I will stick to that. And I think getting this hold right and getting the position right, I think to be comfortable in making the kick and span is quite important. So let's try these 2 intro moves.
Here we see Seb. Great. Oh. Oh, holy cow. What an epic sequence. You see how much fingers you see there? You see how much finger? Wow, big span, big span. And can you see, just by the way, it looks a lot smoother on Adam. Why is that? Because he has more reach on this section. Like on Seb, it just looked like absolute savage. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, on Seb, this just looked absolute savage because he was so spanned out and everything was so dynamic and snappy. And with Adam, we already have the impression, wow, this sequence suits him quite well.
It doesn't really feel so low percentage.
And there we have it.
It's about how you readjust. Like you really have to almost like crimp it. With
it's just he has longer feet, longer legs. Yeah, he obviously can
okay, let's see
angle fish that
so
foothold better.
Pinch. You still have the knee bar. Then this pinch. Wow, that's a nice hold. And then probably the worst hold on the whole route. Which is that.
It just looks so amazingly steep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
look at the quick draws. If you don't think that it's actually that steep, just look at the quick draws and they will tell you how freaking steep this stuff is. Wow, this is crazy. Again, super big span, man. Oh, the tension.
Yeah, straight away I was definitely surprised by the first part. Then the crux one felt really good from the beginning. The crux
because it suits him.
Almost impossible at the beginning. It took me a really lot of time to kind of figure out what I should do. And yeah, on day one I actually did not do the crux move on the crux 2. So you get this, drop knee, this, the worst hold on the root, and you bump again. And then you engage your biceps to the maximum, come in, and go higher up.
Like it just looks so savage on him because these spans are long, right? Long. Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, it's like no take.
Look at that piece of rock, man. It's just epic.
Okay.
I gotta say, that looks really cool.
I don't know, I feel like my left biceps is not strong enough to like control it and go for such a goal.
This is the nicest shot always. The steepness of that crux.
This foot for the
Because you don't see it from this
like
angle.
Okay, but it's not like as positive as you would like to have it. I found another foothold here, which results in using pretty left foothold here, but maybe this very aggressive drop knee could make it a little bit less physical.
You see what he's doing here? He's constantly trying to reduce the physicality of the problem with technique. And this is very typical for Adam Ondra.
Yeah, it works.
That's why he's so good at on-sighting, because he finds these little technical details on the spot.
It's not bad. Feels like the conditions are definitely quite humid, so I did most of the hard moves except for this. Unfortunately, I don't think like the Seb's method works for me. Somehow I just don't really feel this hold, and probably feels more doable for me just no intermediate and going straight into it. But that feels really hard. For sure, it's a kind of move that if you feel good friction for the left hand, it's gonna feel easier, but it's definitely like a move which defines the route like so much.
And here again, like when you're long, why not just skip the intermediate? If you're long, very often skipping the intermediate is actually better for you. Bang. Wow. Just by looking at the steepness, we can see this is again something where people like Toby Roberts, of course, are gonna shine, okay? Unavoidable physicality, unavoidable physicalness of something. This is just what we're looking at here. Bang. Ooh, that looked very close. That looked very good already. Oh, nice. With all the elites on there, man. All the elites. Okay, the music is horrible.
But now I have to fucking move the foot. Okay, but you know what I did now? It's like this. Like I was out here and I was actually having you in my head, and I thought like it actually feels impossible for me to as well now. And then I went really into the wall and used that
in the same time you move.
Yeah, use that momentum to come in.
Always use your head, man. Use your head.
I had it and I had no chance to move.
Yeah, that's the thing, if you're not very long and you take the intermediate and you already spanned out with your leg,
So
where does the
basically
additional
after the
momentum
first
come
main
from?
cruxes,
So then you have to go directly, right? Sometimes it is like
the
that.
one. It looks very cryptic still. I'm not sure if I got the best beta. This knee bar is good, but I wouldn't call it couch. And there's one more ball round, maybe 5 moves, and that's it. Then maybe only 8 to the top. So theoretically, it's like no fall zone. But this one, even though Seb never really fell, I think it's definitely possible to fall and to fall.
To fail and to fall.
Let's see how it feels. Okay, climbing.
I love how they gave him a mic there so they can understand him properly. That's cool. Oh, look at this piece of rock, man. It can't really get any better than that. That one is just epic. Wow. It's really cool how they gave him the mic there so that he can have sound and at the same time have the drone cover the footage, right? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool filming technique as well, gotta say. With the double knee pads, man. Oh.
Come on. Nice.
It's a good boulder. Very hard for 7B boulder or whatever it should be.
Look at how steep, man.
On day one,
Holy
the
moly.
route looks doable, but the crux too feels like, ooh, so hard. So I thought like I really need to work on the crux too to kind of actually find out if it makes any sense to work on this route more or not.
It's a freaking cathedral, man. Look at that. It's very cool that they get these elites together and try to work on it together. I suspect this gives you so much motivation. It's a good tip for anybody out there. If you want to get better, ideally surround yourself by people who are already good, mostly already better than you. They can motivate you, they can give you beta, they can show you, and that's the most essential thing, that certain things are actually possible and are not impossible, although it might feel like it at the beginning, right? Okay, it's quite an approach apparently to even get there.
Today, my plan is to hopefully do the moves on the crux too. I think it would be good mentally if I can't do all the moves on the crux too.
I mean, if you can
And then
do
maybe
the hardest
just think of today
moves,
as a kind of working day. So trying to fine tune all the possible details on all the sections of the route. This route is good that in a way that it's so long and it's got so many different sections and so many different options as well. So I think it really takes a lot of time to like fine tune everything. It's really nice that we have the video of Seb while he was trying it, but maybe it's good to be also open-minded and find your own way. That maybe for you personally, it is better to find.
having
style.
video beta helps a lot. It's like, again, it shows you that something is possible, although it might feel impossible at the beginning. Oh, that looked good. That was it, man. That was it. Oh, these two fast look sharp, man. Like catching them with such momentum.
Let's say I officially did all the moves right now.
I mean, which is pretty insane if you think about it.
Hopefully maybe even linking the crux 2 moves together. So starting from the pinch, getting the intermediate, and getting the next one.
On a 9C, doing all the moves on a second day, that already looks... sounds a bit easy. Sounds almost easy, right?
Doing it from the ground will be hard, that's for sure. Okay, bye.
But if you have a couch knee bar in the just before that, oh, being long definitely helps him here. This could be something for him, man. This could be something for him. Look at how much you have to span out there. Oh, keeping all the feet at the wall, man. Nice.
Okay, Dick. Oh, with 3-finger drags. Thanks.
Because of the skin, most likely. It's a skin ripper.
Okay, that's a goal I did not really expect today with these conditions. I'm pretty happy.
But I mean, that looks great. You can do all the moves on day 2. So freaking 9C. Just ripped out a hold or what? Oh yeah.
The head hold. Oh my god.
Oh. Okay, now it's 9C plus.
At least now we can show everyone how much CK does.
Does Seb Bouin CK a lot or what? Oh my god, what's with the knee,
The
man?
lower part. It's painful for the fingers, it's so painful for the knees. There's like this one knee bar that is really important in the end. If you don't do it, I think it's much harder.
It's funny what people go through, you know, to get these high grades.
Scratch your knee as close as possible to the wall against like, I think you're knee barring on something like a 3/4 of a pad undercling. And the rock behind is really sharp. And this is what happened.
At some point the knee barring really gets a bit, yeah.
Oh, right now without this hold? It probably works, but I think it's not worth it. I think it's worth gluing it back.
Well, I would be curious what they do now, you know? Whether they, I mean, if Seb already glued it with Sika, then he probably did it for a reason, right? Because otherwise it would almost be impossible to climb it. So, it's a bit of a bummer, you know, with these unnatural routes. It looked very natural to me when when they showed me the first few shots, because it's just a very limestoney wall with lots of water coming down through it, right? Lots of water dripping out all these little holes, and this is of course very predestinated for too fast side pulls, pinches and stuff like that, awesome stuff like that. But then if you got huge blank sections between the two fast, it's hard to actually connect them.
A bit better than the other days. I'm not sure, I don't think it's gonna be like fairy tale conditions. but I think we can climb.
I mean, sometimes when it's moist, the slopey holes can actually be more sticky than if it's dry.
If I feel good and the conditions feel good.
Also depends on the skin a bit.
Maybe like try to go from the crux to the top eventually even. And obviously I need to glue back the crucial hold for the crux one.
Damn. It's a bit of a bummer that it's not natural.
As well. Figuring out betas together, trying also to find some new things, because I think often, I mean, we have the huge advantage of having the video footage of Seb, so obviously it's much easier than doing like the first ascent like him, because we get all the beta from him for free already, save a lot of time this way, but I feel like sometimes this way you're not open-minded at all, and you forget to try to find your own betas as well. So I've been definitely also trying to find my own stuff sometimes, and it helps to talk to Adam about all the tricks, all like the tiny details which we already did together in BIG. And yeah, especially this time I think there are some differences we have in our beta, mostly because this route is very morphological, like it has a lot of movements that are way harder if you're shorter.
Yeah, we saw that initially, right? We saw that instantly.
Have, like, not a certain arm span. I think for me, a few moves are just barely possible with my arm span, and I have to use some different feet than Adam or Seb.
I can very well imagine, man. It looked like it. Like you must not forget that Adam is, I think, 180 or something tall, like 184 or something. So that's a tall guy with even longer arms. And if something looks far when he's doing it, it's actually super far, right? It's just a super big move.
Nice, come on. Ali.
Oh, man. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drop knee. I think we talked about that a lot, right? Side pulls, pinches, it's a very drop knee thing. Look for the drop knees on holds like that. 3-finger drag, beautifully there. You see so much finger there all the time, and that tells you that the holds are small. The more finger you see, the smaller the hold. Look at how much finger we see here again. Although this hold looks quite good here with the right hand. Throwing the feet around there, man. This could be a lot more efficient for him already. This is not Adam Ondra-esque style of movement here at all. He could have been a lot faster.
I'm suffering so much because I just completely lost friction. That's a great news. I think the two moves which felt really hard in the other 2 days feel like definitely way more doable.
It looks very doable for him, in my opinion. Look at that. With the knee bar there on the left hand, it looks very, 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 very smooth. Steep. Oh. That's good, man. That's very good. Look at how often he does this move now, reaching further with the right hand. And he will be a lot faster on this once he gets it down, right? And the 8C, to get to that point, it's not going to be as much of a challenge for him, because first of all it's only 8C, quote unquote. Maybe it's 8C plus for him, but if he has the couch knee bar afterwards...
Once you finish the crux 2, there's another pretty good knee bar, and from there you have a section which Seb calls an 8C plus. I think it's maybe only 8C, and it's defined by 2 boulder rounds, the crux 3, maybe 7B, but very, very tricky one and pretty reachy, and kind of low percentage as well. And then good rest and crux 4, which I think is 7C, but definitely easily droppable, because by then you'll be completely exhausted in the whole body, because the route is very steep. It's very draining, not only on your fingers and forearms, but the whole body. And the rest kind of allows you to rest in your forearms, but not necessarily in your body. And once
that's always the thing.
Crux 4, it's hopefully a glorious 8A finish on a beautiful 2 fast and just enjoying all the way to the anchor.
This is something people often forget when people rest in these knee bars, right? And they shake out their hands completely, like kind of no hand rest style. But if you have to hold tension in your abs for all that time, that's gonna cost you a lot. Especially on a very steep route like this where you need your body tension also on the easier moves, right? So it looks very good, man. It looks very epic.
I really put a lot of work into the crux 3, crux 4, and like this easy kind of section in between the crux 2 and crux 3. And I basically copied all the betas from the Seb, and they're really
from
good.
the Seb.
I think a lot of respect to Seb, because working on this route like alone is so much harder, because I think finding all the betas, not only in the cruxes but even in the easier sections, and it all adds up, is pretty impressive. So basically it all follows the same pattern, and it's a bit different than I expected it, is that the route is maybe a bit shorter than it looked from the video, and the boulder problems are actually hard, but the sections are quite short, and they are always like have pretty good rest, hard boulder, pretty good rest, hard boulder, pretty good rest, which I think fits me better than when you have to do like 20-30 moves in a row without any...
Absolutely.
Really.
Then this reduces the pure physicality, right?
I think the route is like 9A plus B, 9B maybe, soft 9B. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
So yeah, 9A plus or 9B, yeah. But yeah, crux 2, especially crux 2, just after crux 1 is what defines the route, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And like rest in between, yeah, will be interesting.
So this is the hold, and it was here. So I called yesterday with Seb, and he's okay gluing it back. So that's what I am going to do.
That's a bit of a bummer, I gotta say.
There will be like a lot of super hard routes, 9C or even harder in the world, that are completely natural and you wouldn't have to use any CK or anything.
True.
That would be like an ideal world, for me at least, someone that climbs on this level. But unfortunately, it's very hard to find these routes, and especially on the limestone. Like here, there's a lot of holds that could break, and you need to reinforce them so the route actually also stays the same for the next people to try. There's still a big difference between reinforcing a hold and actually chipping a hold.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely against chipping, but reinforcing a hold is sometimes a must if you want to keep the route how it is.
Yeah, the problem is when it becomes impossible, right? If you rip something out of a 9C, there's a good chance it's impossible afterwards, right? So that's the problem. Would be different if it's a 9A and if you rip it out, it becomes 9B+. Well, that would be actually awesome, right? But as it is now, where 9C is the hardest grade that we have currently, maybe it becomes 10B or something like that, and it would take another 100 years until actually someone could repeat it in that state without the hold. So I think Adam looks incredibly solid here on that sequence already after that very, very short time. And I think maybe he's gonna climb it relatively soon, maybe he's gonna even downgrade it. Because maybe it also suits him a lot, yeah, because with all these rests in between, with these knee barry rests, which he likes a lot. I mean, he's climbing with the double knee pads here, and as you can see, he's very good at that with the fine details, where to place the knees and get the most out of these rests. It just simply takes away the pure physicality of the route, and this would actually make Adam Ondra struggle quite a lot. But since he can somehow, avoid it, evade it, you could say, we're gonna see him strong on that route very soon, I think. It looks so great, man. It looks super solid. I mean, he climbed through crux 2 now, climbed through crux 3. This is, I think, the crux 4 now by this point. And again, a no-hander. No-hander before crux 4, so... It's also like, it's like side pull after side pull, pinch after pinch, like having all these similar holds back to back, right? That also drains you in a certain amount of way, a certain kind of way. Oh god, these tufas look so natural, they look so sharp.
Okay, just lower. I think very specific training will probably help. So it's not so like endurance like what you need for the competitions. It's like always like very hard section and good rest, very hard section, bad rest. So basically the route is defined by the crux 2 in combination with crux 1. So just linking crux 1 and crux 2 together is really hard. And then the rest is like you just need more like this basic fitness. So you climb like the first part without getting too tired, so you can actually recover almost back to 100% in the good knee bar. And then you kind of start again. I think that is the key element for this route. I think like route feels doable. I just don't know
Definitely,
if it's doable next month or next year or next 5 years. I think one day I can think of doing this route for sure.
Yeah, I think so too, man. It looks absolutely solid for him, my opinion. This cathedral looks absolutely amazing. Although if we look in a little closer, if we zoom in a little more, we actually see that the rock itself is not that great. But yeah, this whole frame with this whole wall is of course is pretty impressive, right? It's pretty impressive. Okay, my friends, that's it. Like we've yet to see some climber who's actually able to do 2 9Cs, right? So of course then he's gonna be the one the one who's gonna judge, right? Whether it's real or not, or valid or not. We're gonna see. Looking forward to the potential second ascent of this route. Could be amazing. I think Adam has very good cards in this route. He has long arms, he has good reach, which is an advantage in this route as we've seen. There's a lot of technical details, a lot of side pulls, lots of knee bars due to the tufas. Again, something that Adam Ondra suits pretty well. The rests take out the physicality of this route, although it's continuously steep and very, very long. Like if that would be something without big rests, like, you know, longer power endurance sections on many moves back to back, I would imagine someone like Toby Roberts or Alex Megos again shine there very hard. They probably also gonna shine on something like this very hard, but it's not such a big selector if there is lots of rest in between, if you know what I'm saying, yeah? Okay, so I think that's a bit of a bummer. When I saw how steep the route was, I expected more physicality out of this thing. And I think it's also a bummer that the rock is not that great actually, although the cathedral looks amazing from afar. Many holes are probably reinforced. Again, this speaks again for a rather bad rock quality than a good rock quality. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? It's still an awesome project, an awesome route, and you can't find many of these out there. So you have to take them as they come, yeah, as I say. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this little episode, checking out Adam Ondra on DNA 9C. Great stuff coming up for us in the future there. Stay strong and free somewhere out there, my friends. I'll see and hear you quite soon. Bye.